Hello Emily, right, I'm back. Time for equations. The book you do. Right, okay, so equations, finding x, very simple. There's some easy methods to do it. I'm going to show you the method that I used to use that basically everyone uses. So let's take solve 7x plus 6 equals 41. So to solve x, we want to basically make it so that x is on its own here, and that will equal something on here. And by that we need to do the opposite of what these symbols are saying. So for example, this plus 6, we're going to turn it into a minus 6. And we're going to take it away from whatever is on this side of the equal sign. So we're going to minus 6. So that will end us up with 7x equals 35. Because, of course, 41 minus 6, 35. Okay. Now you've got 7x equals 35. When you have a 7x here, you want to divide this 7 to get it off this x. And you're going to divide it by 35, so we divide by 7, and we end up with x equals 5, and that is x. That is all you have to do. That is the most simple equation you'll come across. I mean, you could even come across, I mean, I very much doubt this will come up in your test, but you could literally just get, I don't know, 5x equals 25, and all you do is just, x will equal 5, because, you know, 5 divided by 25 is 5.
5x what? Well, what would you say?
5x equals 25.
Equals
5. Yeah, right, anyway. So, yeah, I mean, they're as simple as they can get, really. Anyway, obviously you'll probably get a more tricky one. So you might get something like, you could have it reversed. It might confuse you a bit looking at it first. You might get something like 12 equals 11 plus 2x. So it's basically the same thing, except the equals is on that side. Some people like to change it, so some people like to just rearrange it. So 2x plus 11 equals 12, just to make it a bit easier. So then we do 2x, we take away the 11, equals 1, then x will equal 0.5. Because remember, when we divide 2 by 1, it's going to be half, obviously, because we're halving this 1. We're not doing 1 divided by 2, because it would just be x equals 2. We are doing 2 divided by 1. And you can put, sorry about that, you can put just half, if you wanted. You can just write half instead of 0.5, doesn't really matter. Okay, let's introduce brackets into it. So let's do 3m in brackets plus, no, we'll do minus 1 equals 26. So we want to get rid of these brackets first. So we need to get rid of this 4. And when we get rid of this 4 is we times this 4 by these two numbers here. So you're going to end up with 12m minus 4. Because we are timesing 4 by 3 to make 12, then we're timesing 4 by 1 to make minus 4. And then equal 26. Then we do what we've done normally, so we add the 4, which will get us to 12m equals 30. And then when you get a solution like this, obviously it's quite difficult to divide 12 by 30. So what we can do is we can turn this into a fraction. So we get 30 over 12. So we got 30 over 12 there. And then what we can do is we can simplify this. So if you look at it, both those numbers are divisible by 6. So we can make it into 5 over 2. And if you want to put that into decimal form, you don't really have to. It would just be 2.5, because obviously if you do a 2 into the 5, you could put 2 2's into 5, then another half to make it 2.5. So that's going to be your answer. M equals 2.5. And that's very rare. Usually you'd only get that in a calculator exam, because you'd be expected to work that out. But you're going to probably end up with something that becomes a whole number, or a simple decimal like 0.5, 0.25, something like that. Now, we can put y or x on both sides of the equation. So, for example, we can do 9y minus 5 equals 4y plus 41. Now, as you can see, we kind of have two equations on each side of this equals, so we need to get rid of one of these y's. And the way we do this is we just eliminate the smaller y. So as you can see, 4y is smaller than 9y, so the way we get rid of it is we just take it away from the other y, so that means we'll get 5y minus 5 equals 40. I'm so sorry about this person calling me. Really sorry. Just tell me I'm doing maths. Okay, so we got 5y minus 5 equals 41. Then of course we add 5 per usual, which gets us to 5y equals 46. And then once again we got a bit of an annoying one here, that's fine. We can just change it into the fraction y equals 46 over 5. Or if you want to change it into a decimal, how many 5s go into 40? Well, 9 go into it, and then we're left with 0.2. So it is going to be 9.2. Y equals 9.2. Now if you want to work out how to do that decimal exchange really quick, all that I do is I grab 45, because obviously in the 5 times table we got 45 in that 46. So I know that that's going to equal 9, because 45 divided by 5 is 9. And then we are left with 2. We're left with 1, sorry. So how many 1s go into 5? Well, 5 of them do. So if we do 1 divided by 5, you're going to end up with 0.2, because 0.2 times 5 is 1. And that's basically how you do the little exchange there. It's not a big deal, because you're not really going to end up with a question like that. And then we can make it a bit more trickier. Once again, you might end up with one of these. I very much doubt it, but you can get something like 2x squared. I can't really show you squared on the keyboard, so I'll just say that squared. Plus 3 equals 21. So this one isn't as hard as it seems. We just do what we do normally. We minus the 3, so we've got 2x squared equals 18. Then what we do is we keep the squared as it is. We just get rid of the 2, so we divide by 2. So we're going to end up with x squared equals 9. And then to get rid of the x squared, we just do the square root of 9. So x equals the square root of 9. Obviously a square root is a tick. I can't do a tick on my laptop, but obviously you know what that means. And that's really everything that you're going to get in solving equations genuinely. You could get minus numbers as well. So you might get something like minus x. So you're going to move this baby to the other side of the equals. You're probably not going to get that. I doubt it, because you're still in year 9. It might come up in year 10, because obviously that's when you're going to start your proper GCSEs. So that means you might end up with minus x's. You'll start ending up with cubed x's. You'll get things like 2 lots of x squared. You might get x squared, all that jazz. You'll learn it only year 10 and 11 now. So let's do a few questions. I'm going to give you a few questions to do, like you did with the ratio one. Just send the questions to me when you're done. So we'll do 3x. We'll do 3x squared minus 2 equals 46. You work that out for me. You can also do 6 x minus 2 equals 36. And then if you want to challenge yourself, if you really want to challenge yourself, you can try and do 4m. This is going to take me a little sec to write, because it's a bit difficult to write. So it isn't actually this. What you're going to be working out is 4m over, oh hang on, I need to move these down so we have room. 4m over 3. So over 3 here, as you can see. So you're going to have 4m minus 2 equals, oh please be quiet, please be quiet, I'm trying to do this. 4m minus 2 equals 6 over 3. So basically when you get a fraction like this, you're going to want to change out of a fraction. If you can't do this, that's fine, I don't expect you to do this. But try and have a go at these two. It's very similar to what we've done here.